Hello and welcome back to my channel. In this video, we'll be completing the app which we have started, which is the developer card app. So this is part 2. If you haven't watched the part 1, here an iCard will be coming. Check that video out. If you're directly coming onto this video, I request you to check out my playlist of iOS development course, where I have taught you from the basics of Swift and we are now into building apps. So come on, let's start. So this is where we left off last time. So this is the preview, and the thing which we are going to make is, now this is what we are going to make. So first of all, what we will do is, we have done with this photo part, name, iOS developer, this divider, skills. Now we need to do this thing, which is the head stack. So we need a head stack, which is head stack, and in that head stack, if you see clearly, this is a head stack and we have a v stack in it, which will contain this image and name, image name, image name, image name. So what I will do is, I will copy this thing and I will make a v stack here, which will contain this image and also the text, which is Swift. Now to get this image, first we need to download it from Google. We don't have anything in assets, right? So what I will do is, I will first download these 4 images and then I will get back to you. Okay, so what I did is, I went on to Google, searched for JS logo, Kotlin logo, Swift logo and Java logo, and I directly dragged and dropped it here into this assets folder. Now what I will do is, in this image I will directly change the name, which is Swift. What was the name? SWIFT. Okay, I think it's loading, and the width and height would be, I think 150 would be enough. 150 is too big, so what I will do is, I will try for 80. Yeah, 80 is enough. And Swift, I want it bold. Yeah, now if we have any more changes, we will look into that later, but for now what I will do is, I will just copy paste this v stack inside the head stack itself. So here is where head stack ends. Inside that head stack, I will just paste this v stack 3 more times, and I will directly change the name here, which is Java and JS or Java script and Kotlin. Alright, and what I will do is, I will add some sort of shadow for this image. I will add a shadow here of radius 4. Okay, I got some shadow. Let me do it 5, and what I will say is, x-axis would be, let me say 10. Let me close this thing. You can like play around with these values for lifetime, but let me, okay, I think this is enough. So what I will do is, I will copy this here. Okay, now if you can see here, the shadow and the frame of this Swift is different and this Java is different, because the order of the modifiers are very important. See, first when you did this aspect ratio, and when you are giving the shadow is not being applied to the image directly. Okay, it is getting applied to the image of which aspect ratio is fit. The clip shape is circle and the frame is 80 by 80. So for that image, this shadow is being added. Okay, it is not being added directly to this image. So what I will do is, I will change the order of this modifiers. So I've changed the order of my modifiers, which is resizable, and the aspect ratio is fit. The frame is 80 by 80. Then I gave the clip shape of circle and then shadow. Now let me copy this and do the same thing for all the images. Now the Kotlin and Java images are somewhat small, I think so. So what I will do is I will go on to this Java image and say fill, and in this Kotlin also I will say fill. Perfect. Now we need some like spacing here and all, we will do that later, but first now let us complete the app. So this is where VStack ends and this is where our HStack ends, right? So what I will do is I will just fold my code. So I will put my cursor here, and what I will say is I will press Command Option and the left arrow key, and this HStack is folded now. And after this HStack, what we need is a paragraph, which means a text normally. So let me give a text here, and you can give any text. So this is my text, and then we need a button. Let me comment out this button for now, because button needs functionality, right? So first let us complete our UI. So what I need is, first I want a linear background for the entire app. So what I will do is I will go on to the top and I will fold this VStack, because as I told you about Z stacks, right? In Z stack, first what I will do is I will give a Z stack here. This is the opening of Z stack, and this entire VStack will go inside Z stack. Okay. And first in Z stack I want a linear background, and above that I need this VStack. Clear? So what I will say is directly linear gradient, and in this linear gradient, now this gradient is gradient which will take colors, and if you can see, this colors is of type of array which will take Swift UI colors. So what I will do is, in this array I will say that I need color blue, comma color purple, and the start point would be top and the end point would be bottom. Clear? What I am saying is I want a linear background which will take this gradient. Now all these parameters will be auto completed by this Xcode. Okay, so gradient will take this gradient which will have these colors of array, which I gave this blue and purple, and the start point would be this blue and the end point would be bottom. Now if you can see, this is called the safe area, because we have our like battery percentage, camera and all, and here we will be having the home button. So what I will say is I want to ignore the safe areas. Alright, so this is being ignored, and like this has covered the overall space of my screen. Now the background part is done. Now I have added like font, title and bold to my name, because this is the title of the entire app. And for iOS developer I need it somewhat small, so what I did is font would be subheadline and the color would be white. Alright, we have divider here, and what I will say is divider dot foreground, not style, foreground color would be black. And what I will do is, if you can see this here, this is like touching to this endpoints, so I will give a padding. So padding would be dot horizontal. So from horizontal sides give it somewhat space. Okay, so the divider part is also done. Now coming to the skills, what I will do is, we have skills here, right? I will give another VStack here, because first I will fold this HStack, and here the VStack will end, and in this VStack I will give alignment of leading, which is the starting point. Okay, so the now skills is to the left side, and I will also give somewhat padding to this skills. Now head stack. Okay, so now in head stack I will be giving some spacing, which would be, I think 20 would be good. Okay, so we have some spacing here. Now for this entire head stack I will give padding. So let's see what happens. Okay, this is looking good. We got padding from top and bottom. Now the only thing we need to change is this text and button. So first I will be giving padding. Let me see. Okay, perfect. Then I'll be giving the font, which would be, let's see, body, and the foreground color would be black, not blue but black. Okay, this is fine. Now the final thing, which is we need to add a button. So I will uncomment this and I will delete this button, and let me tell you one thing about buttons. So when you do this button, see, you have this title, action or action label. So a button needs two things: how the button should look like and what the button should do. So when you select this button and when you enter this again, see, this is the button. So label is what, how the button will look like, and here what we will say is what the button will do. Okay, so let us first concentrate on this label part. So the button will say that contact me, and I will give a padding to this button, and to this entire label thing what I will say is font would be, size would be 20, and foreground color would be black, and background would be, this background will take a color as a parameter, and color would be system blue. Okay, let me change this to white. Okay, now let me give this corner radius of radius 10, corner radius is 10, and overall padding again. Now everything is done except the function part of this button. Now I will teach you how you can Google things that you don't know and implement it in your code. So let me open my Safari here, and I'll search for open URL by click of button Swift UI. Okay, now let me go on to the Stack Overflow and check if I will get any answers. Okay, this is what we want, because this is of same scenario. We have some text, and when you click on this, this is what the action will do. So I will just copy these two lines and I'll paste it here, and this would be, for example, google.com. Okay, I did not close this bracket here, so I think that is what. Okay, so the error is gone. What I did is I copied till here because this was the closing part, but I did not copy this closing part. Okay, so this is the opening, this is the closing, and I think we are good to go. What I will do is I will just run this command R, or you can directly click on this. This is our app. It's looking like perfect, and when you click on this contact me, it will redirect to your browser and it will open the link you gave. If you can see here, the description is not being displayed properly. So what I will do is I will just remove this padding of this button, and I think it will fix it. Yeah, done. Now I'll run this again. Okay, everything is cool. Contact me. Okay, loading. Perfect. Congratulations on building your very first iOS app. Now don't lose the consistency, because consistency is the key to learn anything. Now if you loved this video, I need you to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. and I will meet you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.